Kennt jemand diesen netten Mann hier? Muss ich hier nochmal kurz introducen. Der Typ hier ist auf sein Moped, auf seiner Honda C90, von ganz oben Nordamerika nach ganz unten Südamerika gefahren. Der Typ ist hardcore. Und so wie es aussieht, hat er ein neues Video rausgebracht, wo er wieder irgendwo reist und wo er irgendwo was macht. Mit anderen Worten, wir gucken mal, was der macht. Das ist eigentlich ein sehr sympathischer Bass-Dude, wirklich. Also der ist sehr er selbst, ja, sehr basiert. Ihr wisst sicherlich, ne? Ihr seid ja alles junge Menschen. So wie ich, 33. Holly, danke für die 28 Monate. Schmudi, danke nochmal für die 8. Betrunken der Hulk nochmals, danke für den Terrence und Ghost, danke nochmal für das sehr große Subgift. Stopp. Chris Darrant gäbe es ja nicht gefahren, der hat eine Yacht genommen und hat quasi sein Moped drüber gefahren. War sehr cool. Zumindest. Zeig uns, was du tust. Ich habe deinen Namen vergessen.
Hello, welcome to Northern Utah and welcome to the first episode of Will It Make It to Moab, where I buy a particularly stupid vehicle and try and ride or drive it back to Moab. I'm about 1,000 miles away from Moab at the moment, off-road, and so here I am at Right Deal Auto Sales, where normally they sell sensible vehicles, but due to a weird set of circumstances, they've ended up with the perfect vehicle for me.
Schön ist, der kommt aus Großbritannien. Spricht so gutes Englisch.
Oh, that is amazing.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. 1,000 miles off-road.
1000 Meilen damit.
Is it smaller than you thought?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in...
Lecker ist, Bruder, danke für die 7.
Well, at least if it gets stuck, I should be able to get it out. So, just to make sure everyone is fully up to speed with how stupid this is, I'm here near Salt Lake City in northern Utah, and I need to get here to Moab in southern Utah. I've chosen this to do it in. I've already told the internet I'm going to do it, so I can't back out now. So now I'm here with no choice but to ride 1,000 miles back home off-road. So now I'm going to take it for a test drive to see exactly what I've let myself in for.
Dürfte ich in Deutschland mit so einem Fahrzeug durch die Gegend fahren?
This is like brilliantly bad. Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
Nein. Nein. Danke, Bobby Dick. Guter Name.
Oh, that vibrates a lot. The vibrations are nearly unbearable. Really doesn't turn it with power.
Frage ist, hat das genug Power?
Right, well now I've proved it's terrible in a car park, I should probably find out if it's terrible on the road as well.
Das Teil kostet $3.500.
It's
ja.
Awful.
Aber ist schon keiner cool.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my top speed.
Was 30 mph in km/h? Um die 40 km/h.
There's a fourth gear.
46?
Fourth gear? Okay, it's only a 3-speed. And the tiniest touches on the steering wheel make you go, whoa, left, whoa, right, whoa, saved it. Well, we can see how it handles a tiny curb and some gravel. Don't know how it turns off the road.
Das ist ein Wendekreis, ne? Ich mag die Geräusche, die es macht.
Rear axle, which means it doesn't really want to turn. And it doesn't
48,28 Höchstgeschwindigkeit.
So yeah, tightest turning circle I'll show you is actually that.
Ein LKW.
Okay, well now I've established that it's a horrendous vehicle and not at all suitable for what I want to do.
Oh.
It's time to pay $3,000 for
Lehnt euch
it.
zurück, Chat.
Because I'm
Entspannt
starting
euch.
to think I was dropped on my head as a child.
Oh.
I nearly rolled it.
No stuck one. Dankeschön.
I mean, I love it. absolutely awesome. I mean, like, terribly awesome, or awesomely terrible, I don't know.
Spoiler, der tuned das Ding.
Oh, did I mention under the bonnet is a bored out Honda 90 engine?
He's like Mr. Freezanix.
It's the most Chinese thing I've ever seen.
And I have actually worked in China for 2 months.
Yeah, it's brilliant. That's cool. Right, well, paperwork and then head back to Moab.
Let's do it.
So yes, the supporters of this channel are either going to be happy or incredibly upset that I spent your PayPal donations on this monstrosity. If you do have a complaint about this though, please write it in the comments section of another PayPal donation sent to
PayPal.
Right, well, that's all the paperwork done, so let's head off.
Let's drive this high quality vehicle to Moab! Yeah! I'm a moron.
Now, some of you might have noticed that I've got no gear. And
Ein PayPal-Account für Steam-Spiele kaufen.
That's
Für nichts anderes
because
eigentlich.
I actually knew in advance that this thing was going to be dog slow, and doing 1,000 miles in it was going to drive me insane, and it was going to rattle itself to pieces. So, nearby, I found a very friendly engineer who has got loads of stuff waiting for me, all of my riding gear and camping gear and stuff. And we're going to soup things up a bit.
Die Tuning-Werkstatt.
Right.
So there she is.
Nice.
Awesome, bro.
Right. Out with 8 horsepower. Right, well, so let's see what Santa's got us, or technically wholesale cycle. Thank you so much, guys. This is a genuine Japanese Daytona 190cc racing engine, which fits in a Honda 90. I'm sure at some point I'll be exploiting that stupid idea, but this puts out 25 horsepower, and it is an absolute weapon. So, yeah, let's try and cram 25 horsepower in there, shall we?
Let's do it. Yep, there you go. Words of encouragement, I think it's about what it is. Come on. Give that a wiggle. There you go. There you go. Hey!
Der Wechsel von 8 PS auf 25 ist 100% spürbar.
It's not a complete swap. Annoyingly, the starter motor on this engine is underneath, which means it just clips the chassis rail there. If the starter motor was 5mm smaller, it would have been a direct bolt-in. So out comes the engine and out comes the welder.
At least you're getting really good at putting the engine in now.
Yeah. Right, back in for the final time, hopefully.
Wir sind bei der Hälfte des Videos.
The engine did actually go in, and because it's a bit longer than the old one, Nate set about carefully cutting out a little hole in the front of the grille for the larger air filter. And we both tried to avoid breathing in the horrendous fumes this mystery plastic was giving off.
And the smell of burning recycled hamster bedding, or whatever it is that the Chinese melted down to make a body of this.
So there we are, larger air filter installed. You can barely tell it's there. All that remained for a test drive was to fabricate a clutch pedal, because the old engine was semi-automatic and this new engine is manual. Instead, I avoided all fabrication work and just bolted the hand clutch vertically and operated it with my foot.
Wow, that worked out real nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Of all of the things that I've like bodged,
that
is like
that's like perfect.
Yeah.
However, it wasn't all smooth sailing. For example, we briefly ran out of parts.
So we need 2 M6 washers, and rather than find them, this maniac is going to cut them out on the laser cutter. Because why
not? Unterlegschein.
All right.
Das ist cool.
Now we have 9 M6 washers.
You're a maniac. but I approve.
With those washers fitted, it was now time for the test drive with the 3 times power increase.
The rule is you can't do anything without filming, because if it catches fire, then at least we have it on film. Right, so do you want to do the filming?
All right.
Der Sound ist anders. Extreme Gaming UK. Danke.
That throttle, I'm just touching it. Jesus. So I expect the clutch to drag a bit. It's not bad.
Die Frage ist nur, kann er irgendwie die Lenkung direkter machen, damit der Wendekreis nicht so gigantisch ist?
Yes. Along with the ultra-sensitive throttle, the clutch also had a razor-thin biting point. This new power plant was not exactly the most friendly thing I've ever driven. But pulling away was possible, and eventually I got to enjoy my test drive. But I didn't get to enjoy the full power today because of fueling issues.
Braucht eine
That would
Bildstabilisierung.
have to wait until tomorrow.
Nacht.
The following day I diagnosed the
Morgen.
fueling issue as an overly enthusiastic fuel pump, which I solved in a way that nobody cares about. The next problem to solve was that due to the regulator rectifier shipped with the engine being the wrong type, it put 65 volts through the 12-volt lighting system, blowing almost every light, which meant new lights off Amazon, which we combined with a luggage rack and license plate holder, which meant Nate had another chance to effortlessly over-engineer something. Nate 3D modelled it, added some lightning holes, and sent it to the laser cutter. I
Meine
decided
Fresse.
Nate's hexagonal lightning holes were pretty and correct, but they weren't quite engineering perfection, so I forced a design change.
All right.
Wow.
Perfect.
That's cool.
Nate continued to use hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment to make my luggage rack, and I set about fixing my lights. Long story short, I took apart the blown up ones, bought some 4-inch ones off Amazon and took them apart, and then mashed them together horrifically with indifference and Gorilla Tape. I then corrected the wiring issues in ways that people really don't care about, and ta-da! I've got lights again. We're getting there. Right, next on the list was fitting an oil cooler to stop the racing engine from melting.
So, current plan is to take this transmission cooler and mount it behind the front grille, sort of there, so that it can cool down the engine. Because yesterday it got up to like 103 degrees, and even if I was doing like 40 miles an hour just riding around, it wasn't even cooling down, it was still getting hotter. So, definitely need more cooling, and hopefully this does the job. Okay, engineering level is increasing. We're now at a hydraulics place to try and sort this absolute madness out, to stop my engine from overheating and to get rid of all of this Chineseness.
And by Chineseness, I mean the included Chinese oil coolers are sand casted, which means they're brittle, could crack at any moment, throwing all my engine oil over the floor and destroying my engine, and they're still full of the sand
$3,600.
from the casting process, which will enter my engine and destroy it that way. And if you thought the Japanese would be better, look at the oil lines on their racing engine.
Because I'm thinking you could just almost, if you got a hold of that, you could just about pull it out.
Yeah, that's...
And it shouldn't spin like that.
The oil cooler fitting doesn't even have barbs.
There's no
on it.
barb on it.
Madness. Right, well, let's do it properly.
Okay,
Are you okay with being on camera?
sure.
Let's do it properly.
Sounds good. Cut this fitting, braze that into there, and then this fitting.
So this awesome dude brazed me together some custom fittings, and now I had oil lines and an oil cooler I could trust. I took my lovely new parts back to the workshop, drilled some holes in the front grille, got the little transmission cooler clamp thingies ready, inserted the oil cooler, cut the lines to length, and bingo! I now had an engine that wouldn't melt. Probably. Time for a
Meine
test drive.
Güte. Folgendermaßen, der Daniel versteht, was da gerade passiert, okay? Der Daniel hat früher mit seinem Papa zusammen ZZ1100 Motoren zusammengebaut, okay? Und das nicht zu wenig, okay? Und der Daniel ist zufälligerweise auch Mechaniker, ich weiß nicht, ob ihr das wisst, ja? Aber ich bin ausgebildeter Industriemechaniker, Fachrichtung Feinwerkmechanik. Mit anderen Worten, ich weiß eine Menge, was da passiert. Ich habe noch nie einen Lasercutter verwendet, aber alles andere technische, ja, wirklich. Vom Industriemechaniker zum Internet-Clown.
Time for Nate to have a go. And try to pull away.
If you don't stall it, I'll be annoyed. Yeah!
Ah.
I'm happy. Otherwise it means I suck. It's a bitch, isn't it?
It really is.
Das Wörter. Ah. Würde ich nochmal zurückwechseln in den Job des Industriemechanikers? Nein. Ich erinnere mich noch, wie ich die Ausbildung fertig gemacht habe zum Industriemechaniker und mir dachte, ich möchte was anderes machen. Und dann habe ich nochmal mein Abitur nachgeholt und habe Physik studiert. Und währenddessen ich Physik studiert habe, den YouTube-Kanal gegründet. Und jetzt sind wir hier.
I expected to rattle my kidneys out by the time I get halfway.
Was willst du machen, wenn Twitch stirbt? Zu YouTube gehen.
It's an assault on the senses, isn't it? Brutal.
And we're on pavement. It's not even bumpy.
What have I signed myself up for?
Nice.
Test drive completed. I spent the rest of the day tinkering with little bits and bobs, but just before bed, I really had to get something
Wenn
off
mein
my
Twitch
chest.
sterben würde, könntest du aufhören, mich mit solchen Gedanken zu konfrontieren.
And getting this finished, but I've got to take a moment to complain about probably the worst piece of Chinese engineering I've ever seen. So, first off is it's a chain tensioner thingy to stop the chain from like slapping around inside too much, just making a bit of noise. This might not annoy you excessively, but if you're an engineer, prepare to throw your monitor out the window. So there's this pin that goes in to there, right, and it's clamped, except they've threaded both sides, which means that the bolt that goes in can't squeeze it. That doesn't do any squeezing. Then they've got this piece, and then you've got this piece that bolts to this piece using this M8 bolts, but the hole inside is just absolutely massive. But on one side, they've almost put a shouldered recess, but it's not because that's a 45-degree chamfer. But you can't even use that chamfer because it has to bolt through that way. So that doesn't even make any sense. Then this bolts to this basically using the bolts that go through here, right? And the bolts that recess into that hole, but they don't have a shoulder recess. They've countersunk them. So it's got a 45-degree countersink, but it's got a straight bolt. So it does, and it's all crap.
Nee, du hast die falsche Schraube. Und du hast eine Drehmaschine, also los.
The following day was the final day of the build. It was just the remaining fiddly tasks like getting a throttle cable to work because it came out of the factory bent at a horrendous angle, and also trying not to throw up when I spotted that they'd cut the throttle stop too short, so they just welded a nut on the end to make it longer. But after blood...
Was bedeutet die 8.8, die da auf der Schraube draufsteht, Chat? Korrekt, das sagt an, wie viele Zug- und Scherkräfte diese Schraube aushält.
Wet tears and further disappointment with the world's second largest superpower.
Genau, die Zugfestigkeit und Schreckgrenze.
Final test drive.
So we're going to go for a quick test drive. Nate has got his buggy. I suppose actually if you can just do the honours, sir, you can at least film how, because they don't have a reverse gear anymore.
Yeah.
But there is one advantage.
Kommt im Test dran übrigens, mach Notizen. Aber die 8.8 Schrauben sind, glaube ich, so. Ich glaube, es gibt noch 12 Punkt irgendwas, aber ich habe noch nie mein Leben gesehen. Es gibt immer nur 8.8.
There we are, so kind of a reverse gear.
Also zumindest die ich gesehen habe. Ah. Jetzt haben wir jetzt 10.8 noch. Okay. Nie mit eigenen Augen gesehen.
And yeah, when it's running, it's safe to say it's faster. a lot faster. And it now gets airborne over the train tracks.
Sweet. Wicked.
I can now power slide it one-handed and use opposite lock to correct the slide.
Ihr dürft den Kugelschreiber, wenn um Sitz zu machen, ihr dürft euer Handy verwenden. Wir sind hier eine coole Klasse.
This thing is wicked. The attention, do you see the
Wicked!
attention there?
And the brakes work well enough that you can effortlessly stop to pick up the chain tensioner that broke in half almost immediately.
It's all crap.
But apart from that, I now had a much faster mini Jeep to tackle the mammoth challenge ahead of me. And with its 4-speed gearbox, 5-speed,
Oh, Ex-Luca, danke übrigens für die 2 Monate vor 3
it would be
Minuten.
much
Nicht
better for
gesehen.
the long
Jetzt
distances
erst.
that I would have to travel, and much more fun to do jumps in. So mission complete. I got to show off my fancy new turn signals one last time, and Nate and I headed back to the workshop for a debrief. And I'm never going to do this justice, but thank you so much, Nate, and to Fox Fab Laser and Machine. I couldn't have done this without you. And I know you won't accept payment, but I'll do what I can.
But no, you've been awesome.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
glad I could help. Just paint us in a good picture.
Oh yeah, oh god, yeah, yeah, and then so.
Das ist mehr Bezahlung als alles andere, sind wir mal ganz ehrlich.
And yeah,
Nice.
So,
that rear rack is perfection.
yeah, I think that'll do you real good.
No, but honestly, no, thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem.
Absolute lifesaver.
Good luck on
It
your
was-
trip. Send me some pictures while you're
Yep, no, will
along
do.
the way.
Yeah, so I'll see how we get on. And there is, as far as I can tell, there is no way across the middle of the lake, is there?
No.
Warum
Yeah,
schaltet
map.
TOS? Wegen des
Or just your
Raumschiffs
phone.
Look at my phone.
oder wegen der Krone?
Let's bring up a map. I mean, I'm curious to see where you're going.
I don't know.
Next job, have my newly fitted lights pass a safety inspection.
Left, right, brake.
Have headlights.
Yes, got my safety certificates. I think something. Right, let's go and load up with all the camping gear and actually get moving. So the Jeep is almost ready to go. Got the box of tech. The tripod lives under there.
Cooler
The
Koffer.
oranges live on the tech. That's my bag with all my clothes in. That's the tool bag, or the oh fuck bag. And that's my
Was Zelt.
camping gear.
Ah.
And then we're gonna have a fuel can there. That's a big one.
Das wenig
And a little
Camping
mini
hier.
fuel can under there. That is actually a fuel can.
Ah, yes. Now my rage has subsided, we can talk about this. Time to go and fill up the 10-litre fuel can. Time to take it off the Jeep. Time to remove the fuel cap? How do you remove the fuel
fake?
cap?
Das ist fake,
I mean,
oder was?
Pliers seem excessive.
Yeah, I don't think this is an actual fuel can.
$3.600.
Oh, hang on. Warning, do not store gasoline in this tank. This gas tank is for aesthetic purposes only. Storing gasoline in this tank can cause combustion due to its volatility, which leads to serious injury or death.
$3.600.
Do not remove the gas cap. No shit. As it is securely fastened and is not meant to be taken off. Do you want a fake fuel can? Well, answers that fucking question, doesn't it?
We'll buy a fuel can later. For now, it's time to finish the build.
Wie nennt sich sowas?
There we are.
Sitzkugeln oder so?
We're at peak Chinese now. Oh yeah. So, yeah. Should protect the gooch. Yeah, this is not genuine leather, surprisingly, and that will be very, very sweaty.
Eine Massagesitzauflage. Ach, schön.
I think we're ready.
Ready. Hasse dich so sehr, dass das Video endet. Nur so nebenbei.
I think I've got about 150 miles now until the next fuel station.
Go on then, now it's time to see how much fuel I've got left. I'm fucked.
I asked one of the guys just about like the road up ahead, and he said I might need to speak to somebody about some unexploded ordnance.
Yeah, you shouldn't be here.
Erstmal wirklich mieser. Der Mini-Jeep plus der Engine kostet $5,000. GG, gute Arbeit.